I have another match to show you from the Summoner Wars League. This time I'm playing Polar Dwarves against the Vanguards. I think Vanguards have a really hard time in this matchup. It seems like Polar Dwarves can just kind of play their optimal game, and Vanguards have a tough time punishing them for that. And this game I think is a good opportunity for me to go over just the general tactical ideas of Polar Dwarves. This seemed like a pretty obvious opening move to hit both targets. Maybe the ice golem on the left is sometimes questionable because an archer can kind of snipe him and exploit him in that position. But Vanguards don't have that many archers in their deck, so I'm just kind of hoping he doesn't have one. And I also have ice repair, so even if he does take a little bit of damage, I'm okay with that. My opponent does have the archer, and I think he does a good job here of attacking the ice golem. I think that's the right way to go. Attacking the flank of the polar dwarves, like specifically the ice golem on the flank, is really hard to deal with as the polar dwarves because you have to use a lot of movements to reconfigure to punish that archer. Or I guess you could do like what I'm doing here, put a frost mage in front, but now that the frost mage is on the flank, they can only get so many boosted attack. Their boosts are limited now. Notice that I drew a Glacial Shift and an Ice Ram, which together is an extremely deadly combo. It's really the central thing that the Polar Dwarves are working towards drawing. Um, and even stronger is like 2 Ice Rams and a Glacial Shift, 2 Glacial Shifts and an Ice Ram. And you'll notice now that I'm going to be slow playing my hand. I'm going to be normally I'd be discarding pretty aggressively. I guess that's in order to find that combo. But in these situations, I like to play slow, kind of wait for the units in the front lines to die, like wait till my frost mages are dead, and then I unleash the glacial shift ice ram combo. Okay, Sarah uses renewed hope here to get some early aggression going, which I like. Sarah's pretty much forced in this matchup to play aggressively, and that's really her biggest weakness is that her range game is so bad, and she's forced to attack. But yeah, she really needs to get something going, like try to get an offensive wall. Um, this turn I'm just centralizing my units, just trying to keep a tight formation going. And you'll notice I like to keep the ice golems further in the back, kind of use them as the second line of defense, as you will. Vanguard's just got a second renewed hope going here, so that's just huge momentum really early in the match. So I got to be really careful how I traverse this. Maybe if I can weather the storm, I feel pretty comfortable winning this. But you know, I gotta play this one carefully to not get steamrolled here. Yeah, Vanguard's actually put themselves in a pretty good position here. It's hard for me to fight efficiently in this position. That priest back there can heal if I don't kill something, and it just seems like it's hard for me to get a lot of attacks on them in general. So I felt the need to do like a big ice ram shift this turn, even though I wanted to hold out longer or hopefully get like a second ice ram, but I felt like I just could not wait any longer, and I got to stop this momentum right now. So now you get to see the power of the Ice Ram Glacial Shift combo, which I was kind of surprised I was able to get so much value out of it in a little congested corner like this, but I don't know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised anymore, because it seems like this combo could do just about anything. And I was able to even do Ice Repair to heal some damage while I was at it. I really like to hold Ice Repair during the combo even, because then you can hit yourself and heal some damage. And you know, this combo is also not just about the damage you're doing to the units. It's also about the positioning afterwards, and how it, you know, this just completely kills Sarah's momentum and will put her in a bad position afterwards. Yeah, just a deadly combo. You know, even from this position, I feel like Sarah's already going to have a really hard time converting this to a win. And I know that might sound surprising so early in the match, but I've seen similar positions like this enough times where, you know, when you start to see things get all blocked up by the Polar Dwarves, and Sarah has a hard time penetrating through, it just kind of feels hopeless. And I mean, you have to fight for an efficiency game, of course, as Sarah, but maybe you can hope that Colleen, you get a lot of value out of Colleen, which is one path to victory, maybe. And then, of course, you got to activate Sarah's ability a lot of times to get extra magic back. But even then, I've seen games where Sarah activates her ability tons of times and still lost the efficiency war. So it just seems really rough. I should at least talk about my discards once this game, and such a huge component of Summoner Wars. And this turn I discarded pretty big. I remember I got rid of the gate. Gate's like the easiest card to discard. As Polar Dwarves, you'd rather have an Ice Golem instead of a gate typically, since Ice Golems you can summon from anyway. And Bear Cavalry was an easy discard. There's pretty weak unit in general. Typically, I play one per game, maybe two if I'm going lighter on the champions. Then I got rid of both Ice Smiths, even though I really love Ice Smiths in this matchup. Especially like boosting them in the back is really good in this matchup. But I felt like I just didn't probably wasn't gonna have enough movement soon, so I'd rather just go big magic for a champion and more Ice Golems if I drew them and get them out quick. Sarah doing a bit of regrouping here. And then this turn, oh, I used a parapet to kind of siege that gate with my Frost Mage. It's kind of a common idea to put the parapet in front of the enemy gate and then shoot it from behind with an archer. It's very annoying to go up against, especially if you hit a 4 out of 4 and take it down. And then we get to see Colleen, so I guess the question is, will she provide enough value here or not? A lot of it's riding on her now. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out is that I like how my opponent has kind of shifted from attacking on the right to the left and attacking me on my weaker side now. And that's what you have to do against the Polar Dwarves, is you have to shift around a lot because they don't really have enough movement, much mobility to move over to the opposite side now. You know, I've got a lot of valuable units on the right, like my Ice Golem, my Bear. Um, but I do have Olag out there now, and you'll get to see. This is actually this pretty good game of Olag that you'll get to see here. So yeah, Olag I think is quite strong in this matchup. Any matchup really where the fighting takes place up close and your opponent's forced to attack you, I think Olag is a lot stronger. Really, honestly, really any of the three champions are really strong in this matchup. Jarmoon for the same reasons as Olag. And then, actually on this turn I'm boosting an Ice Smith in the back there, which is yet another very common idea with Polar Dwarves, to kind of safely boost the Ice Smith in the back if you have extra movement, and then now your opponent has to worry about a Bear Cavalry coming out with a Frost Axe underneath it, which could do huge damage at any time. Big threat. I tried to bring the Bear Cavalry into the game since it was just sitting there on the sidelines doing nothing. Gotta make use of it now. And of course it's threatening to be boosted with that Ice Smith. I did decide to boost the bear with the Ice Smith just for potentially big damage here. Maybe get a couple kills. But I did miss, and actually Colleen's helping avert a lot of damage this turn, and even in the prior turns actually she's been getting a lot of good value here. But you know, it's going to take a lot of those to come back from this situation. and that's why this matchup's so difficult. Because I even have Jarmoon still left, and I mean, going through Jarmoon is going to be extremely hard as well. And another, Glacial Shift Ice Ram combo, of course. See, I got Oleg back to safety here with 1 HP. Now he's still boosting all of my structures, one health point, so still providing some amazing value even near death. And then I'm just spent some resources there to try to take Colleen out of the game, just to make sure she can't run away. Just gotta guarantee she dies, because she's probably the only path to victory for Sarah. So let's just take her out now. And then Ice Repair is just such a good event. I mean, it just healed so much damage from those ice golems. A good move for my opponent yet again, just attacking the flank, going where I'm the weakest. Yeah, but then I played the Ice Ram Glacial Shift combo this turn. I probably would have been better just to play Jarmoon and just play super annoying. Just hang back with Jarmoon, get a lot of value out of him, and then Ice Ram Glacial Shift at some point. But I guess it doesn't really matter here, because either way, it's putting Sarah in a really bad position here with this combo. It probably doesn't matter how I went about it. Yeah, and then the nice thing about surrounding Sarah with a bunch of ice golems is that, on the following turn, you can summon from them and continue the pressure. Yeah, pretty much all but over for Sarah here. But I hope this game was at least somewhat instructive on just my typical approach with Polar Dwarves and kind of how I understand them. It's an ever-evolving thing, of course. And that's all. Thanks for watching.